think we are there. So the announcement will be coming in 5 days. So we just kidding. I'm just kidding. I can't even. I can't do that to you guys. But yeah, I know. I had to stay off social media yesterday because I knew I was just like, I'm gonna have my feelings hurt. So I just stayed off.
Poor Fred. Fred's been bullied nonstop. The announcement's coming tomorrow. The announcement's coming tomorrow.
But it's his own fault because he tries to push me for answers, and I'm like, I'm aiming for this, but we don't know. We're waiting for a few things. So honestly, he shouldn't be so overzealous. Everyone wants to break the news first. I get it, but shit.
Today was a rat race to the finish line. I'm so excited that finally we are here after everything that all the hoops, all the hurdles. It's I think the fans are really going to like this one.
Yeah, this has something for everyone. It's definitely innovative, and it's definitely we're pioneering something cool here. And we're minutes away from announcing.
Literally 2 minutes away. Am I correct on that?
Yes. 2 minutes. Let's give an allowance. Let's give a 2 minute allowance in case, but I think so. You know what though? The fun thing about this is it's been cursed, but in favor of improvement. So every time something changed, we got something better that either fell on our lap or we worked really hard to make happen.
Oh, this was like Mission Impossible, and somehow, some way, with a stroke of luck, it got better. And then, oh my God, it's doomed, right? The whole thing's ruined. And then, like, for those of you that don't understand, this card has been rewritten from bottom to top at least 2 times, 3 times maybe.
Maybe 3, yeah, 3. But it really, really is like a way better card than it was. And it was good. It was solid. So
yeah, this one's, to add on to the point of you saying this one has something for everyone, without revealing too much. I mean, if you like real competitive, like pro type stuff, you got it. If you like the influencer boxing stuff, you got it. If you like the crossover stuff, you got it. I mean, this card will represent every niche corner of this community.
agreed. You know what this feels like? Have you seen like those ads where it says lose weight with this one magic trick and then it's a 60-minute thing that you have to wait? And then at the end of it, it sends you to a link and doesn't even tell you the secret.
Uh-oh, the clock just struck 3 here in New York. What does that mean? Ridgeway, you got any updates?
We're live.
Yep. We are live. Announcement has been made.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to post that tweet. Everyone go over to the Misfits Twitter account right now. Tweet, like that tweet. Oh, there's a lot on here. Brandon Herrera versus Action Man, two like wildly popular influencers. We got tag team action. We got Anthony Taylor versus Paul Bamba. I mean, we're gonna go through this in detail, but Tag Survivor. We gotta explain what Tag Survivor is.
Well, it's a lot to digest, that's for sure. Tag Survivor is 4 fighters, 1 winner, every man for himself, only 2 fighters in the ring at any given time, and they can tag any of the other participants. It's gonna be exactly what it sounds like. It's a tag survivor, and the sole survivor becomes the winner of the bout. It's you can lose through knockdown, not just knockout, and also for refusal to tag and the usual ways you lose a bout. So I don't know. I don't think it goes the distance. But if it does
And
go the
it
distance, it will be judged on points. And each fighter will be awarded 8, 9, or 10 points, depending on their performance per round.
And I think one of the obvious questions, right, when you hear this crazy game type, right, is what if someone doesn't tag? What if they hog up all the ring time? And basically, how it's set up is the two fighters that are in the ring at the end of any given round, because there's 4 3-minute rounds. Those two fighters will not start the next round. So the guys on the outside would be the ones that actually start the next round. That way, it gives equal time to each fighter, but it also opens up like all this different strategy that is going to be deployed on this game type, and you don't want to look away for this one.
It's all about strategy. Do I want to? And you can't refuse to tag, but do you want to? Who you tag? What kind of energy you want to put into each round? It's you've got to be able to go with the flow, but be prepared for every situation. That would be my advice to each of the fighters on this one.
I think we should get a few people up here to maybe ask questions, and then go through the whole card. Does this sound like a good plan?
Yeah, great.
Bringing up Fox the G and Most Wanted. I'm sure they have a bunch of questions.
Oh man. No.
Boy, before we get to the questions though, we got to talk about the 4 people involved. All right, 3 Misfit fan favorites. You got B Dave. People love B Dave. You got Swarms. People love Swarms. Nick LMAO is making his return, and then newcomer Ryan Johnson. And if you don't know who that is, that's Austin McBroom's brother-in-law who competed in the first Social Gloves. So very competitive 4, and like I said, 3 fan favorites. Go ahead, Fox.
Bro, not even just the people involved, but just the concept of a last man standing survival tag is unbelievable. I can't wait to see this. Like I was one of the people that was kind of unsure about the tag team, and I saw how the tag team ran. And now that we have a similar but also very different concept coming with survival tag, I can't wait. That's going to be insane.
Absolutely. It's we've tried and tested it out at a couple of gyms, and it's non-stop action, and it's really, you got to be very, very careful because you'll get eliminated if you get knocked down. Just one knockdown. If it's a slip and the referee thinks it's a knockdown, you're screwed. Obviously we don't hope for that, but you have to really mind your P's and Q's here. And this is going to be something. It's a big breakthrough. We've never had anything like this before in boxing. And yeah, it was some of the delays, which, believe me, guys, we get so excited. We want to tell everybody. We want you guys to know. It's not like we just want to be assholes and keep it to ourselves. But the hurdles we had to jump through to make this happen, to make it as safe as possible, to get insurance, to get the commission on board, to get everything in order. It took a lot of work. And, everything's, all right, we'll have this for you by 5 p.m. Oh, shit, it's not there yet. Tomorrow comes, it's not there. So just know, of course, we're sorry to keep you guys waiting. Didn't want that, but it's so stressful because it's out of your hands and there's nothing you can do sometimes. So thank you guys for your patience. And I hope it's worth the wait for you guys because I'm excited. I think this is just adding a whole new dimension, and it's exactly on brand with what Misfits is about, which is innovative boxing, and something for everybody to enjoy. And having said that, we have a really high standard tag team match with an electric team of Street Fighter 2, which is 2 Street Fighters who turned boxers, Dean the Great and Ray Moo, aka Lil Crackra. I mean, that's a pretty crazy duo right there, fighting OJ Rose and Kimbo Slice Jr., who will be slightly heavier than those guys. So it's a big challenge. And then
I think that's like one of the most competitive tag teams that, like, you could come up with in the current state of influencer boxing. Like, that is going to be very interesting and change the dynamic of tag team boxing.
yeah, because these guys are all really, at a kind of higher level than some of the other guys we've seen perform in the past. No knock on them, but it's going to be a hell of a match. And then of course we've got Hasim Rahman Jr. returning against the BKFC World Heavyweight Champion. So that's going to be a really, really electric fight as well. And then what else we got? We got a fan favorite, Anthony Taylor versus Paul Bamba. Paul looking for redemption. Anthony Taylor knows that he's got to keep this win streak going after that impressive win against Salt Puppy. He wants to stay on that winning trajectory. And for Bamba, this fight means everything. He knows he needs this win.
And for those of you guys that are in these Twitter spaces, you know that Paul Bamba, since I've known him, has been begging for an opportunity to get at AT, and now he's finally getting his chance. So it's going to be really interesting. I mean, there's been little private bets online. He's been telling me he's going to beat AT. I'm like, yeah, right. He's like, if I beat AT, can I get a happy punch? I'm like, sure. Because I don't think it's going to happen. I think AT has this. But Paul Bamba is like really convinced that this is his moment. So a lot of pressure on AT.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of pressure on Paul as well going into this because he has been talking a lot. He literally made an entire diss track on Anthony Taylor, and I don't know where that went, but I hope he releases it soon because I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
it sounded all right.
On face value, you might not see how high the stakes are, but for those of us that are in these Twitter spaces that are really involved, the stakes on that fight are so goddamn high.
I've sat through hours and hours listening to those guys go back and forth in tow. I can't wait to see them back and forth in the ring for real.
It's do or die for both of them.
I can't wait for the press conference, let alone the fight. Like all this back and forth they've had over the internet over the last genuinely, I think it's been 3 or 4 months. Like anyone that's been in Twitter Spaces, like you said, can agree that this has genuinely been going on for months. So to see them finally in person, facing off, going face to face, talking trash, probably pushing each other, and then actually just taking it out on each other in the ring, man, gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a crazy one. I'm curious to Keem. Let's pick a couple of fans.
Oh, real quick. There's one more fight in the card that we absolutely have to talk about, and that is Brandon Herrera versus Action Man. So Action Man is a streamer that went over to the Kick platform, and he's absolutely blown up. We're talking about like 17,000 concurrent viewers, like every single night. Like this guy is on fire as a streamer, and he's taking a little break, getting into training to test his talents over at Misfits. He's going to bring a whole new audience to the space. And then also we have Brandon Herrera, who's like one of these gun YouTubers who kind of, if you've been on YouTube for a long time, you know that like FPS Russia kind of like owned that scene. Well, this is the guy that kind of replaced FPS Russia in the space and the gun community on YouTube. Over 2 million subscribers, almost 3 million. This guy pulls like, 500,000 to 1 million views every single video. He's come into the space bringing a loyal fan base. So it's going to be exciting to see who comes out on top because I know both of them are bringing a lot of fans with them.
100%. And you've seen Action Man raging in his